Good morning, beloveds. Good morning. And hello, those of you that are joining us from Facebook. Yeah, that's what it is, right? Facebook. Wow. Yes, I'm on top of all of those social networking things. That's what it's called. Anyway, so we are talking about giving and receiving. And last week, I talked about tithing and how tithing is about your relationship with God. It isn't that God is a bad money manager or needs your money. It's about you proving to yourself that God is abundant and supplies all of your needs. And God asks us to trust Him and to test Him in this, that if you give, He will certainly return back to you much more than you've ever given. And so this week I want to talk about giving and receiving, the two-sided coin. Because giving and receiving is actually necessary to you both. You cannot have one without the other. And it is a powerful thing to be able to give, to have enough in your life that you can give. But it is also a blessing and a powerful thing that you enable yourself to receive from those who want to give to you. Kirchhoff's law of thermal radiation states this: the emissivity, that's what we emit, and the absorptivity, that in which we absorb, are equal. Okay? This means the more you emit, the more you will absorb. Conversely, the less you emit, the less you absorb. Stated another way, we take in only what we give out. We only have the ability to take in that which we have given out. Again, this is why giving and receiving is such a big deal. And this is not about money. I'm not talking about money. When we start talking about giving and receiving, people seem to think I'm talking about offering and I'm looking to raise money and build a church. I don't know what all is on people's minds, but that's not it. Giving, that's a part of it. That's not the whole of it. What I'm talking about is giving and receiving in your whole life. I'm talking about the generosity that you build when you understand the value of giving and receiving. This week was my birthday. And thank you, I had a wonderful, wonderful time. And it was a lot about giving and receiving. I was the receiver. But there were so many people who gave to me. Someone asked me earlier today how my birthday went. I tell you, I had no plans. I had zero plans for my birthday. I mean, it's not something I think about. And yet the whole day ended up with great plans. It started off with Jody giving me tickets to see the Credo Choir, which was magnificent. It ended up being on my birthday. He gave me 2 tickets, so I invited a friend to go. She went. So I said, okay, I'm good. I got a plan now for my birthday. And then we have a ministerial meeting that happens on the 4th Thursday, which happened to be my birthday. And so I went to that, and it turns out only 4 people showed up. And there's like 15 of us. 4, and then people are on vacation, people are in Spain, that's fine. But the 4 people that showed up were 4 beautiful women, and we just sat around. We were at Pat's house. She made a birthday cake for me, right? She made food. We sat around and had the best, deep conversation, solving the world's problems, as women do when we get together. And so it was just amazing. My children, whom I love, and you know how children are, it's just, your birthday is not important to them. It's just not really, and that's okay. It's just not something that they do, and that's okay. But I received gifts, not just cards, but phone calls and gifts from my children, from my husband that I'm separated from, right? He sent me something. Can you believe? I mean, that's amazing. And it just goes on and on how fabulous the people who gave to me and I received. Without a receiver, what is the giving? What is the giving? It's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. So I thank all of you. Jesus said, give and it shall be given unto you. This is the thing. In my life, I have refused to be friends with someone who does not allow me to be a friend to them. And to be a friend is to allow them to give to you, and for them to allow you to give to them. I have friends who are loving to give advice, but never quite wanting to receive any. Those who get cut right out. Because not only do you need to be able to see what's going on for other people, you need to be able to have other people share and love you too. And so giving and receiving is so important in your whole life. Luke 6:38 says, "Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall men give unto your bosom. For with the same measure that you meet, it shall be measured to you again." So back to the thing I talked about. What you give, you cannot give more than you receive, except from God. You just cannot. So if you want to get more, give more. We talk about this all the time. If you want someone lovely in your life, be a lovely person. If you want more kindness, be more kind. If you want more love, be more loving. Whatever it is you want, give that away, right away. Walt Whitman tells us that the gift is to the giver and comes back most to him. It cannot fail, because the universe is one system, is united. So everything bends back on itself. So as you sow, so shall you reap. He must reap the same until he sows differently. So if you want something different, you sow something different. If you want more, you sow more. So today's takeaway, what I want you to know, is that to give and to receive, give to receive abundance. The receiver and the giver are both blessed. And giving must be done with love. You understand? We don't give because we want something back. We don't give with expectation of more, although more will come. You give to someone because you love. All those presents that I got was about love. The birthday gift, the being able to go and see this fabulous choir, which was a surprise guest they had. I didn't know about it. I don't know if it was on the ticket. I didn't read it. But the wonderful Skyline Choir was there doing a young high school choir was there just doing a fabulous job. And so I got to see all of that. That was a great gift to a person who loves music. So that's what I want you to know. Dalai Lama tells us that the purpose of life is to be happy. That is the reason for life. So of course the question becomes, what makes us happy? Because money cannot buy love. But it can buy happiness. It can. Because studies have found that spending money on other people brings you happiness. Right? You give away to charity. The look on someone's face when you hand them something. Someone handed me a gift this morning when I walked in the door, and I opened it up, and I'm telling you, I laughed out loud. And I shared the message that they gave me to the other people that were in the room because it was so funny. And it brought a laugh to my face, a smile to my face. It was so beautiful. So the smile on my face from having received something, and I shared it with the giver, told him how much I loved it and how I shared it. The smile on his face was beautiful. This is what love can do. It does bring happiness. When I was we're going to CSL, we were talking about doing things that you love and how do you, again, I'm sharing this story because it's not about money. It isn't about money. The more you have, obviously, the more you give, but you do what you can where you are. So we were talking about what we could do and things we wanted to do, and we wanted to, this couple was talking about wanting to, the education was important, and so they wanted to start to do a scholarship. They wanted to give kids who were going to college, from high school to college, got scholarships, but they didn't have the money. And so they thought, well, what money do we have? And what could we do with that money? And so they thought, well, you know what? In the fall and in the spring, we have $500 extra. We could do a scholarship for books. The kids could just buy some books or whatever they would need. And so they started doing that. They just did a scholarship to a college of their choice and gave it to the kids they knew that needed it, $500 in the fall and in the spring to buy books. You start where you are, and it brought them so much happiness and the children they were helping. Because they were helping kids they knew wanted to go and knew needed some help. And so that's where we start. You start where you are, because money isn't important for happiness, but it can bring happiness if you spend it in the right way. It's important for relationships. And happiness brings meaning and life purpose. That's what brings us happiness. And we have meaning in our life and life purpose. So here's the question I want to ask you. Who in this room, and this is a real question, who of you have dreamed about winning the lottery? This is like a really great, fun thing for me to do. Like if I don't have money to go to the movies or whatever, I start dreaming about what would I do if I won the lottery? And it's really big right now, right? So how many of you have dreamed about what you would do if you won the lottery? Okay, great. So let me ask you this. Once you've paid off your bills, that's the first thing you do. Pay off my bills, pay off my house, pay off all the things that you owe and get yourself straight. What's the next thing you want to do? Tell me what do you ask? What do you want to do with the money? What have you dreamed of doing? Yes?
Give money to my family.
Exactly. Take care of your family. What else? What are your jobs?
Start a charity or some sort of organization.
Thank you. Exactly. Who else? Who else has dreamed of? What have you dreamt about? Yes, what have you dreamt, Tim?
Support the church.
Support the church. Thank you, we love that. I'm assuming you're talking about this one. Do you get my point? Do you understand my point? Is that when we have enough, when we can pay our bills and we're taken care of, the thing we think about is how do we use our money to serve and help others. This is the giving. We cannot serve and help others if they won't take it. So it is about giving and receiving. Maslow's hierarchy of need tells us that once our basic needs are met, that we feel safe, we have some security, we take care of our friends and our family, then we begin to look out and look at others. What can we do for others? We'll look at the things that we can do to solve problems in the world. That's the thing. As soon as we're taken care of, that is the next thing that we do, is to look to see how we can help. This is what makes us happy. Love is the foundation for giving. The Apostle Paul says, if I give all I possess to the poor, but have not love, I gain nothing. You can give without loving, but you cannot love without giving. Do you understand that? You can give without love. But when you cannot give, you cannot love without giving. You love something, you love somebody, you want to give them things. You want to take care of things. That's how it works. So, I want to go back on this one. This is not what I want this to be. But backwards. Can you turn this back? Let me go back. I don't want to go for it. There we go. I'll just leave it there for a second. So the giving with love. I want to tell you a story about when I was at Unity of Austin. I'm not really sure, because I went there and visited a lot, and for some reason we were there for quite some time, and I don't really remember the reason why we were, but we meaning my husband and myself. And I was doing a class called Woman to Woman, and it was about 12 weeks, and we were just kind of talking and how we want our lives to be, and the things that we had meaning, and this and that. And so what we at the end of the class, what we wanted to do was to share a gift. Just everybody bring a gift and wanted to share it. So I was thinking about what I would want to do. I've gone home and I said, don't buy anything new. Give away something you already have. Okay? So I went home and I was thinking about it, and I was looking through my closet, and I was looking through my home, I was looking at this book that I want to share that has some meaning for me and all that. And I picked something, and I think it was a book. And you guys know this book I always talk about. It's Brian Tracy's book, Maximum Achievement. I mean, my book is jelloed, and like it's just crumbling, and I read it all the time. And I was going to give that. But then this beautiful scarf that I have was in the closet. I mean, and it had fringe, and it was black, and it had these deep purples, maroons in it. It was just so gorgeous. And I said, no. Not that. The Spirit said, yes. Give something that's hard to give. The book is easy because you got to buy another one. This scarf was one of a kind. I could not go get it again. And I got it when I was overseas. So I wrapped it up and I took it. And before I did that, I went back and told the story. Not about myself, but about that whatever gift they picked, I wanted it to be difficult to give. It needed to be difficult to give, something you didn't want to let go of, and it needed to have meaning to you. So, fast forward to the end, and we're all there with our presents, and what we did, we didn't wrap the gifts, we just came in, and we put them on the table. Whatever gift you brought, you put them on the table. And what I said to the group, and I said, you look at the gifts, and you see which one is yours. because Spirit has spoken to all of us in this room, and one of these gifts belong to you. So just pick one, whatever one belongs to you. And all of those gifts, of course, were gone. And when we finished, we sat around and we talked about who took the gift the person took, why you took it, what was calling you to take it. And then we talked to the person who brought it, what made you bring it. And it was all about the fact how much they loved the gift, how much they loved getting it, and how difficult it was for them to let it go. They wanted someone else to love it as much. And the people who were telling the stories were telling stories about how they were looking for something like this, how they needed, whatever it was. The end story result is that we knew everything that was in that room was given in love. That is the point I'm trying to make. Everything was given in love. It was powerful. It was the most powerful class I'd ever been in, and was the most powerful meeting I've ever been in, because everybody gave from a loving place. And so that's what I want to tell you and share with you now, is that without a receiver, someone has to give and someone has to agree to take. It is incomplete. To as many as received him, to them he gave the power. The ability to receive means that you love and you trust the giver. And it means that you are worthy of receiving. Do you understand? A lot of people don't receive because they don't think they're worthy of it. Why me? Why would you give it to me? Why not you? Because you are a child of God. We are all children of God. And when you give, when you receive, you bless the giver. Do you understand that? If someone wants to give you something and you don't take it, you have denied them a blessing from God. To be able to give is a blessing. To receive from someone else, you are giving them the ability to be blessed. They are blessed by getting it, by giving it to you. So that is yours to do, is to receive. So I want to talk to you about 9 things that happy people have in common, because we're talking about what does it take to be happy. And my purpose today is to say to you that to be happy is about giving freely to others. That's what makes us happy. It really does. So, happy people have strong relationships with people they trust and support. So it's about their relationships. It's about time. They want to have time. Happy people, and they just reflect whether you have this or not, because I think most of us in this room are happy. But I just want to share with you how we know. We're happy because we prefer more time in our lives than we do money. I just want to be free to do the things I want to do. That there is enough money to pay our bills. We talked about this, Maslow's hierarchy of need. Once we have enough money to pay everything we need to do, then we're free to give as much as we possibly can. So that's what we're doing. Happy people have enough money to pay their bills. Happy people live in the right now, in the present moment. So we reflect on what's good and we stop to smell the roses. There's always acts of kindness done by happy people. And there's a hashtag going up, random acts of kindness. So you're a rackivist if you do random acts of kindness. But I think there's also random acts of gratitude, that you are grateful for something. And so we say thank you to people. And I look around and I'll take a day and just think, what am I thankful for? And say it out loud to someone. Thank you to the cashier who's there all day just doing her job, bagging my groceries, all of that. Thank you for the person who's standing at the door saying hello when I walk in. Just thank you to people who, it's shocking to me how someone will open the door for you. I've seen this, how someone will be standing there, open the door for you, and the person will walk there without acknowledging or saying thank you to the person who's stood there. What is that, a doorman? What, are they getting paid? What is this? So this is random acts of kindness and gratitude. That's what happy people do. They're so grateful, and they acknowledge other people. The people who are happy are involved in physical activities, the increased levels of physical activity. We just go around and we like to do things. We join up, we go and help, and we go to Safe Haven and help the kids run around all day in the heat, because we love to do it. That's what we love to do, happy people. Fun experiences are more valuable than material items. This is what we have in common. We stay in the now, practicing mindfulness and meditation, and we love spending time with our friends. Had a fabulous dinner group meeting last night. And we have dinner group here. And one of the things I didn't realize, and I realized it last night, I'm thinking, okay, the whole idea is for us to get together and kind of know each other. And I'm thinking it's for like people who are new, that don't quite know us. But there was people there last night who have been coming here for the longest time, who didn't actually know each other well. And they got a chance to get to know each other in a very personal way and talk about what their lives, where they came from. I found out a person that wasn't even from here. I didn't know that. So it was just not only from here, Texas, I mean from here, the U.S. I didn't know that. So it was a great time. So I love spending time, and happy people love spending time with other friends and family. So that's what we do. That's what we do. So giving and receiving. It is easy. You think it's not, but it is easy to give. We have stuff in our closet right now. I'm going to be moving, and I'm going to my closet, and I'm thinking, who can I give all this stuff to? I have a lot of things, and that's not because I'm giving away stuff because they're raggedy. I'm giving away because I don't have a need for them. If I look at my closet, I haven't used something, shoes or pants, whatever, in a year, it's going. So I have a lot of stuff in there that's going. And I'm looking to see, who can I give it to? I'm excited about that. Who could use this? So we do that all the time. But receiving. What are you saying over there? Receiving. Yeah. Receiving is a lot harder. To say to someone, yes, and particularly, I'm not going to get into it, it's harder to receive, because we want to be the ones that say, let me give to you. But to come to a place where you are, where you know yourself well enough, and you are confident enough in the universe, and how giving and receiving, and how abundance works, then you open yourself to receive from others. And that is a beautiful thing. So it is harder to receive. So I'm asking you to think about doing that and becoming a good receiver. In fact, I get jokes all the time. My husband says to me, good Lord, people are always giving me stuff. Yeah, because I receive well. I tell you, somebody gives me something, I got a huge smile on my face. Thank you. In fact, we were at dinner the other night, and Garrett said, hey, does anybody want to take anything home? Yeah. I do. He got a tater. I'm good at receiving. I'm also very good at giving. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to give. And so I want to give that to someone else too, and I'm a good receiver. I'm advising you and asking you and saying to you that being a good receiver is a good thing to do. It's a great thing to do. It's going to make you very happy, and it's going to make other people happy too. So if the purpose of your life, and I don't know about yours, I'm just asking you, if the purpose of your life is to be happy, then I would ask you to take these things away. To know this. Giving and receiving is a two-sided coin. It's the same thing. So give to receive abundantly, but give with love. Give with love. That's what's important. Don't give because you want to get something back. Give and let it go. Give and don't have any expectation. And when you give with love, and this is what you do with, and I use my children as an example, because people who have children or are taking care of someone know what it's like to give without expectation. You will give your life for someone you love with no expectation of anything in return. And generally you don't get anything in return. That's okay, because it's about the love. Love is empowering, and it does everything that you need it to do. So give. Give away everything, and give it abundantly and freely and with love. The importance of receiving is that it blesses the giver. You receive when you feel worthy. And I'm here to tell each and every one of you that you are children of God. And you are worthy of everything you get in this life. Receive. If you can't receive here, you can't receive from God either. You can receive from nowhere. It is not just a one-off. It's receiving from the universe. If you don't have the things you want, it's because you won't let it in. You don't think you're worthy. And God says you can have whatever you want. Just ask me. I'll give it to you. But you have to be able to receive it. So receiving is very important. True giving is about love. We want to give when we love one another. When we love everyone in the world. And you had a great prayer, Maya Angelou's prayer this morning, about peace. That's what we want. Love is empowering. It brings peace to love others. So that's my charge to you today, is to go out and give it away. Give love away. You will not be able to hold all the love that will come back to you. Namaste.
Will you join me as we give our tithes and offerings? Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies